y'all, this one right here is something else. So I'm definitely not gonna delay. So my personal deck hit the ground and these cards flew out. So I picked them up and this is what was left. So I was like, I feel like there's more to this story. So I want to kind of tap in and see what's going on. But so far, what we have here, it's a mess. It's definitely giving the energy like there's somebody who is like confused about their sexuality, but they've kind of locked themselves in a commitment with someone who is extremely karmic. And I do mean extremely karmic, right? And they feel trapped because their finances. This is a person who, oh, my bad, shawty. I wasn't even home. I wasn't even at home. But this is a person who made some bad decisions when it came to money. And they definitely regret that because now they feel like, hey, Marine, I'm good, I'm good. Welcome in, y'all, welcome in. They hate it because now they feel like they did themselves a disservice because now they're in a situation where they're depending on this person financially and they're stuck in this dynamic that is definitely feeling like a highway to hell. So this person feels like that they're with the devil himself. Okay? So here's the tea about the whole situation. This person has been dealing with infidelity. They've also been dealing with abuse from this person. Like, this is the kind of person who would just beat them for no reason, right? Just because, like, they could be mad at one of their sides and they come back and beat on this person, right? And so it's like, and I feel like they could have confronted them about this. They could have confronted them about like dealing with underage people, dealing with minors and things like that. And they could have even got beat for that. So it's like, man, they couldn't win with this person and they felt like they were stuck, they were trapped. So they were scared, when you're getting physically abused by someone, it definitely can affect your psyche in a way that makes you feel like there is no way out of this situation. I have to just deal with it. So they continue to be with this person, they continue to sleep with this person even because that's what this person requires, that's what this person demands from them. But here's the twist. This person has like literally been beat down, like not just physically, but even emotionally, spiritually. This person has just been beat down so bad to the point where they're just like, I can't take it anymore. I'm at my wits end with this. I just want peace. I just want peace. But they're afraid of this person because they know what this person is capable of. So, in their attempt to try and get out of the situation, they confided in people, right? But it's like everybody that they went to, everybody that they were confiding in, they was like, you lying. You lying about what they mean. That man ain't did nothing. Because this is the kind of person who will literally present themselves to be this loving, caring, charming sort of person. But behind closed doors, he beating your head in, that type of situation. So everybody thought that this was a person who was just, the creme de la creme, when actually they were scum, to be honest. A sicko and scum. So now this person, because nobody is believing them, nobody, not their family, not their friends, because of how this person is presenting to the public, nobody is believing them when they tell them that this ain't that. This ain't this ain't what it appears to be. Like, I've been living a lie. I've been lying the whole time about what I've been dealing with. This person is a whole pedo out here. But people still don't believe that. Like, everybody already have this preconceived notion of who this person is because of how they present. Because when they are out in the public, they are loving, they are caring, right? They are charming. They help family members, they help friends. So they built a good rapport with people. So when this person comes back around and tell people, oh, this person, they like dealing with, underage people, or this person beats on me, and this is not a dummy. So they're not going to do it in a way where it's visible to the public, because they know they have to keep up appearances. See, this is why this has been able to go on for so long. And this person will also make this person stay at home, right? Until their wounds heal, or whatever the case is. So they can't go and show anybody. And people wondering, where you at? I've been calling you. Da 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 da. Oh, I've been busy. Da da da. Like, making up excuses, right? So because this person has been covering for them so long, it's like they've become this compulsive liar. So now when they go and try to tell people about this person, people don't believe them. They don't believe them. But now this person is in such a low vibration now. It's like, wow. It's like they're mind boggled because they can't believe people don't believe them. And they're telling them their truth. But they don't believe, like, they can't. It's jarring. They don't believe that people actually don't believe them. They can't believe it. And so now this person is like, well, this is the point where I just have to let go of my own fears. I can't be afraid to let this person go. I can't be afraid to move away from this sort of scenario. So what did they do? This is a person who decided to go within and find themselves, because they knew that that was the only way out. The only way out was to go within. So that's exactly what they chose to do here. Looking for answers within. This is the hermit. It says the hermit. Looking for answers within, not seeking outside validation, solitude, withdrawing for clarity, wise, deep understanding through experience. And this person definitely had the experience from dealing with this demon, right? This devil. Self discovery, spiritual awakening. This is exactly what this person had to go through, whether they wanted to or not. They knew that this was something necessary. They knew that they needed to focus on themselves so that they could actually gain a healthy connection with someone else that they knew. So now we're at this point now where this person is in this energy of soul searching, right? Searching their soul, because this person realizes, like, hey, this is not a place where I'm comfortable being. This is not a place where I'm happy being. This is not a place that feels good to be. So I have to leave. I have to get out of here, right? Because I've been disloyal to myself. I've done myself a disservice, right? So now this person is focusing on themselves. Now they're making better choices when it comes to money, because they know that's what they're going to need to be able to escape, because the whole reason that they're locking themselves into this toxic situation is because they feel trapped, because they don't have the funds to take care of themselves. So let's pull tarot and see what it says here about where this is going with this person. And right on the split, we got the Hermit and the Four of Wands here. So this person is really going within. So this person could really like be staying in the house a lot around this time. They could be in isolation at home, right? And their person is just out there doing God knows what with God knows who. But they're using that time wisely. They're using that time to learn, to grow, to go within, to tap in, right? So, Holy Spirit, tell me more about this situation. Look at that. Yes, this person is really learning right now. This person is literally being guided by spirit right now, because their spirit team has like literally been waiting for this moment. They've been waiting for this person to go into this sort of hermit mode here, because it's like, hey, we can't do anything until you give us permission. We can't just go in and start shifting things and start changing things and start protecting you from things until you give us permission to do so, right? We can't shift the energy towards a love situation. We can't interfere when it comes to love unless you give us permission here. Why is this upside down? I must have put them upside down from another reading. I hope they no more upside down. If it is, I guess it's meant to be. So, Holy Spirit, what's next for this person? Because right now, we left off with them being in this hermit mode, right? To soul search, to receive information. We do have the Chariot at the bottom of the deck, which talks about forward movement. Let's see. Holy Spirit. Ooh. We got the Eight of Wands. Okay, so I really do feel like, so with the Eight of Wands, there is a conversation that happens. I don't know if this is a conversation with the spirit team or with whoever. Let's just see, who is this conversation happening with here? Who is this person talking to here? Holy Spirit. Who are they talking to? Ooh. We got Knight of Pentacles and Seven of Cups. So they're talking to somebody in their life. Who is this? But this is someone who is actually in their life, so it's not a spirit team or nothing like that. This is somebody that they know. We have Justice. So this person could even be talking to like the authorities or something to that effect. Yeah, they could be talking to the authority to kind of see what their options are with the Seven of Cups because of the situation. They want to know, like, what can they do with their current situation. They want to know, is there anything they can do here about the situation? Tell me more. We have the Death card here. So they want to put an end to what this person has going on. I really do feel like they could be talking to the authority about the fact that this person deals with underage people, and they're trying to see what their options are here to put a stop to that, to put an end to it, because they just feel like it's not right, and that they did know about, but they felt like it was just a really heavy thing to deal with, so they just like would ignore it. But now that they're speaking out about it and people don't believe them, it's like they feel like they have to now go to the authorities because it's weighing heavy on their conscience now. And that's the truth with the Ace of Swords. Thank you guys for the likes. That's the truth. Oh yes, and this person is being very resilient about this. They're being very resilient about this. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles. Too many. Let's see. Holy Spirit, what is the Knight of Pentacles here for? What's the Knight of Pentacles? Why is the Knight of Pentacles here? What part does the Knight of Pentacles play? Honestly, I do really feel like it's like a reliable source, right? Is the energy is giving me like somebody who's consistent, especially with the Justice card coming out right after. We have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so they definitely went to the authorities about this whole um dealing with the minor situation regarding this person, and they definitely had to go somewhere where like there's emotional intelligence there, where there's empathy and understanding there, so they're going to the authorities here for sure. Somebody who has consistently dealt with this sort of issue before. Mm-hmm. Somebody who's wise. We have the Hermit. Yeah. And this person definitely feels like they were guided to do this. They feel like they were guided to turn this person in for what they've been doing, right? And also because they feel like this is going to be their key to this new beginning here, because they are trying to get away from this person because they have a different perspective on who they are, because they have been in this hermit mode, soul searching, searching the depths of their soul, right? And really just contemplating on all the things that they have involved themselves in, and also all the things that they have allowed to happen to them, even. Yeah. So we did have the twin flame come out. Why did the twin flame come out? Because I do understand that this is a person who is wanting a stable, sound, non-karmic connection. But why did the twin flame show? Eight of Swords. So the person that they were dealing with, this could have been like a very karmic twin flame. And like, because this person is like, well, this is my twin flame, I should stick beside him, right? I'ma stick beside him tight. But it's like this put this person in a head. Eight of Swords. This person was fighting themselves the whole time when it came to the person that they were dealing with. This karmic twin flame energy. Page of Cups. Yeah. I definitely feel like this person was just childish. And on top of that, they could have been in their head about these children or these minors here. Look, bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. Yeah. So it's like they could have thought that they had something good because they were connecting with this twin flame energy, but once they got with this person and really like got to know them on a deeper level, and they realized that they were not just being, promiscuous, or not just cheating on them, or you know mm, 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 participating in infidelity. They realized this person is literally sleeping with minors, literally. And it put them in their head because it's like, look, Ten of Swords, like this is not right. I should say something about it, but they never did. And then when they would bring it up to this person, that would cause a fight. So they became scared, like they had fear. This person instilled fear in them to the point where they would never say anything about it to their face. But they wanted to bring an end to that because they already knew a lot of people did not know about this. They knew people didn't know what this person was doing behind the scenes. But what's done in the dark, baby, will come to the light at the end of the day. I'm telling you, they literally used to argue about this. It's like this person could have thought like this person was just out there with this person, that person. They had no idea the competition was going to be minors. They had no idea. But this person was so charming. They drew in these people but through charm, right? Knowing that it's a high risk situation, knowing what they were doing was a high risk situation, they didn't care. They just wanted that new. They just wanted that new. And they was willing to do whatever to get it. Ooh. But I'm telling you, they wanted to put an end to that. They was like, no more, baby, no more. Justice. Justice for these minors. Okay? So, Spirit, what now? So, she talked to the authorities about what this person was doing. Because it weighed heavy on her. It weighed heavy. Two of Wands. Yeah, she was at this crossroads energy. With the Ten of Wands, not Ten of Wands, but the Ten of Swords. She was at a crossroads, not knowing which way to go. But she chose self. At the end of the day, come through. Temperance. At the bottom of the deck, she chose self. She chose self. You can exit stage left, Butler. She chose self, right? She decided to take that energy and bring back the spark in her own life. Because Tower, right? Because Tower. She decided to bring the spark back into her own life because she had literally given her life up to someone who was disloyal, someone who was a sicko, right? Someone who was abusive. But there's a Tower moment here. There's a Tower moment. And now she's actually working with the authorities to get this person. Yep. So what's the outcome of working with the authorities here? What's the outcome of working with the authorities? Oh, I got the Judgment flipped over off the top. What's the outcome from working with the authorities here? What is that? Four Wands. A celebration. Mm. Clarify the Four Wands. Clarify the Four Wands. Ace of Wands. A new passionate beginning. So I really, Lovers at the bottom of the deck. So I really do feel like this person was able to succeed and getting the authorities involved in whatever this person was doing. And now this person can actually move forward towards a new connection where there is balance, where there is stability, where there is passion, you know, where there is happiness with the sun. Ten of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. High Priestess energy. So I really do feel like this person, during the period of searching their soul, they really came to find that they have a very magnetic energy about them, and that they were very intuitive, and a lot of those gut feelings that they were having, they it's like they're learning to trust it. They have really learned to trust, especially when it comes to this energy right here, this devil energy. They have really learned to trust their instincts, so that when they come upon this energy, they recognize it, they feel it, right? They'll feel it. Like they'll literally feel whether or not the energy is stable, whether this is a balanced or unbalanced energy. They'll be able to tell, right? We have the Magician. This person learned how to alchemize their energy. They learn how to alchemize their energy. They really truly learn how to let go of their fear and alchemize the energy, right? Like this is a person who went from the Nine of Swords to the Seven of Swords. They went from being in their head, anxious, I should say, not being able to sleep, having nightmares, being scared, all of those things, to the Seven of Wands, standing their ground, protecting their energy. Like this person has truly shifted, right? Truly shifted. So this is a person who was trapped and silent. Oh, look how they came out. But they transformed the situation. Oh, look. The Lovers and the Queen of Wands. They transformed the situation. So this is somebody who had an extremely dark past, but still end up finding true love, right? They thought that their twin flame was going to be their person, but they learned that this is a karmic twin flame, and that look, they realized, baby, they was on the highway to hell. They realized they was on the highway to hell, and that the whole situation, it wasn't going anywhere but to death. That's what this person realized. And they realized they had to leave. They had to get out of their head and leave the situation. If they wanted to be free, if they wanted change, if they wanted to close out a cycle, that's exactly what they had to do. Leave. So this person closed out a cycle by leaving, but they didn't just leave. They took this person down with the authorities. This person used the authorities to take this person down because they bear the weight of knowing about their infidelities with minors. And now this person is standing in this Nine of Pentacles energy, strong, independent, right? Not worried about the money anymore. They're their own individual. They have their own identity. This is a person who literally took the step to move forward, to like literally just take the step through the threshold. They learned the lesson here. It says anticipation, expectation, planning, decisions, overseas travel, decisions, and discovery. This person, they definitely chose to learn, right? They took the time to learn what was necessary so that they can have this forward movement in their life. So that they can have this new beginning, this new passionate beginning, right? So that this tower could come in and shake their life up from the foundation. So they didn't have to keep dealing with the same old thing over and over and over again. They closed the cycle. And everything that needed to come down fell down. Everything that was needing to be rebirthed was rebirthed. And now this person is in a situation where they're getting this equal give and take without having to worry about whether or not somebody is hiding some deep dark secret, because this is the sun energy. This is all exposed. Everything is out in the open, and the transformation has been completed for this person. Beautiful energy. King of Pentacles. I'm telling you, they in a completely different space now. They have a control over their finances. They have control over their emotions, right? They have control over their household. So now this person is just balanced in their energy now. Well, they were not balanced before. And instead of this twin flame, this person now has this past life soulmate to make new memories with. Come on now, Spirit. Where they're getting this overflow of love, where before it was never love, it was control. And then we have the King of Swords coming out with that authority. What about the authority? I feel like the authorities could see that this person was like trying to change, trying to find themselves, trying to do the right thing, right? I really do feel like that's what the authorities were trying to do. So like they were quick to help this person. I feel like they were really quick to help this person because they saw like how touched this person was by the whole situation here. And they definitely wanted to help this person close out a cycle, right? Where they were accepting this offer before, they're wanting to close out the cycle now. King of Wands, Ace of Swords. Protective, natural born leader, visionary, entrepreneur, honor, magnetic, innovative, faithful, inspiring. Clarity, sound decision making, breakthrough, justice, new opportunities, and the beginning of a conflict. I hear that. So this person ended a cycle. By going to the authorities, somebody who was in a leadership position. And they made a decision to bring justice forward, for sure. Anything else in closing? That's too many. Anything else in closing here you wish to say, Holy Spirit? Okay, I guess you just gonna you wanted to come out anyway. We have the seven of wands, and the high priestess. This person is now protecting themselves. They're standing their ground. They're trusting their intuition. They're protecting their intuition as well by standing their ground. They're not allowing anybody to make them feel like they don't know what they're talking about, or what they're feeling is not true. They standing their ground now, for sure. And we have the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So this person is definitely, it says happy employment, apprenticeship, mastery, crafts and talents, skills, accomplishment, ambition, and skill development, new beginnings, career opportunities, resources, manifestation, abundance, stability, security, and prosperity. So by this person actually doing the work, like going into that hermit mode, going within, they definitely are able to have this new beginning. They have this new beginning, right? Where these new opportunities are going to be coming available to them with their stability. And that's the biggest thing: stability, consistency. So, yeah, it seems to me this person came from a very deep, dark past, but they didn't let that stop them from progressing forward. They didn't let that stop them from changing, right? Because a lot of times people will experience negative things in their life, and they'll take that and they hold on to that, and they use that as an excuse for why they're not moving forward in life, or why they're choosing to stay in a set mindset because they don't want to move forward in life. And this is just one instance, one scenario, but there are so many scenarios out there. I mean, numerous things that happen to people in their life that cause them to like be left with this trauma. And it's that trauma that causes people to get stuck. It's that karma, not karma. Ooh, I said karma. Ooh. It's that trauma that traps them. It's that trauma that keeps them silenced. So anybody who is dealing with trauma because of something that happened in the past or happened last week or whenever, if you're dealing with any sort of trauma and you feel like because of that particular trauma, you cannot move forward and function as a regular human being, then it may be time to actually go within and do some soul searching for yourself, and like look for those answers within of why you're being triggered this way or why you're being triggered that way. And not even necessarily about a trigger, it can just be something as simple as, why are you allowing things in your life that do not serve you? I feel like that's the bigger question we have to ask ourselves. Why are we allowing these things in our life that don't make us feel good, that don't bring us stability, that don't make us happy? And if the answer is because of the trauma, and then you're creating trauma bonds with people, trauma is just a manifestation of fear. Thank you. Thank you for that. You have amazing true gifts. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But trauma is definitely just a manifestation of fear. And the sooner you can release those fears that you have, you can start to heal those traumas. But at the end of the day, it has to be a choice that you want. Are you going to continue to allow yourself to be trapped in silence? Or are you going to actually do the work and have that new beginning that you've been yearning for, that your soul has been yearning for? The choice is yours. And that's your message, you guys. That's the message. That's your reading. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for sure. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye. If you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Join the beauty gang. I'll be back with another one. See ya. A toodaloo.